Hello guys, welcome to another video. And today I'm gonna tell you an intraday trading strategy which can be profitable for you if you are disciplined and you apply the rules consistently. This can be applied for stocks, or you can even apply it for indices, but you'll have to go on the charts of the futures contracts. You can't apply these on the spot index charts, and we will see why soon. So this trading strategy I'm going to explain to you today includes two indicators, two indicators, and also this is a trend following strategy, right? So we move with the trend in this, we try to take trades along with the trend. We try to follow the trend, and to judge where the trend is going, and also to see where to buy, where to put your stop loss, how much target do you take, what is your risk to reward ratio. So to decide all these, you will take the help of two indicators and also your price action, basic price action, judging how the candlesticks are looking, where to put your stop losses, and where to take your targets, right? So uh, the two indicators for this I will be using are, first one is your VWAP, the volume weighted average price indicator. This is one indicator, and the second indicator I will be using is your MACD. So VWAP and MACD are two basic, very famous indicators. So VWAP, volume weighted average price, this is very important and crucial because the speciality of this indicator is, which no other indicator has, it is the same in all time frames. No matter what time frame you are in, 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, any charts you are in, the VWAP is the same. This remains the same. So this is why VWAP is used mainly by many institutional investors, and also many algorithms are trading on VWAP. This is the main importance of, this is why it is so important, this level. It acts as a crucial support and resistance for us. And MACD is basically just an indicator which gives you buy sell signals, right? If you cannot just apply MACD blindly and take trades, that would not be profitable in any way, I can guarantee you. But if you apply this along with VWAP and follow the trend and observe the price action, then I'm sure it can be a good strategy. So I will explain to you what the rules are of this strategy. So rule number one, in the morning, the trading hours between 9:15 till 11 a.m. So this time period, you will not take any trades. This is your observation period, right? This 9:15 to 11 a.m. is your observation period. You see the market, let it play out, see which trend it is going in, let the morning hours volatility, let that finish, and then you will enter the market. So this is the first rule, 9:15 to 11 a.m. no trades whatsoever. Next, second, you judge the trend. As I told you, this is a trend following strategy. So you judge the trend. How do you judge the trend? With VWAP. So at the very basic level, we will say if the price is above the VWAP, if we are in an uptrend. If the price is below the VWAP, we are in a downtrend, right? And next, the third one, your buy or sell signals. How do you get these? These we get from the MACD. So you will look for buy signals if the VWAP is indicating that we are in an uptrend. We are in an uptrend. You will look for sell signals if the VWAP is showing that you are in a downtrend. So obviously, if the stock is going up, we want to buy and catch the trend. If the stock is going down, we want to sell and catch the downtrend. So with the MACD will help you decide when to buy and when to sell. The VWAP will show you whether to buy or sell, because that is indicating the trend to us. And this is another rule, 9:15 to 11 a.m. is your observation period. So these are the three rules we will be following. So to demonstrate this and to show you examples of how it works, I've just taken a stock and I have back tested this for the last 10 to 15 days, right? This is TCS stock. So I have already back tested on the charts. So this is the daily time frame. We need to go on the 5 minutes time frame. So I will go on my 5 minutes time frame. So this is the starting of 1st April. This is 1st April. 1st April is opening here. Now, as I've told you already, my 9:15 till 11 a.m. is my observation period. So first we need to take the charts on indicators, right? So I will search VWAP, this one right here, and I will take MACD, this one. I have both the indicators on now. So this is the VWAP with the standard deviations. You need to go to the settings here, untick this, calculate standard deviation bands, and then OK. Then you get a single VWAP line. Now I will take, this is my 9:15 and this is my 11 a.m. So from here to here, this is my observation period. Now after my observation period is done, I will see if my price is below the VWAP or above the VWAP. This blue line here is the VWAP. Now is it below or above? It's below. So I will conclude that okay, the stock is in a downtrend for today, intraday downtrend. I will look for sell signal. I'm looking to sell the stock. Now how do I sell this? I will go down to the MACD and start searching for sell signals. Now how do you read this MACD? So MACD consists of one, as you can see, one blue line and one red line. I will not go into the details of how it's calculated. So the basic funda is, if this blue line crosses below and comes below the red line, if this crosses over and comes below the red line, it means it's a sell signal. Blue line coming below the red line means sell signal. And here, like you can see, the blue line crossing over the red line is a buy signal. So sell is blue line coming down below the red, and buy is blue line going up above the red. So here is my 11 a.m. and from here I'm looking for sell signals. Now for sell signals, I will come slowly down to the MACD and I will see if blue line is giving me sell signals anywhere. So here blue line is already below the red line. So my sell signal came back here at 10 a.m. itself when it crossed over. So all this region I have no signals whatsoever. So this is my 11 a.m. I'm still searching for a sell signal. Blue line crossed above and gave me a buy signal instead, but I will not take this because this will be trading against the trend. My trend is that stock is coming down below the VWAP. So I will ignore this. So the first time the VWAP crossed over, we could not, as you can see here again, the lines went together, so there was no signal whatsoever. So there was no signal on this day. This was the 1st of April. Now I will go back. Here, again, this is the 31st of March. Stock is clearly above the VWAP. Now I am looking for buy signals. Where do I get my buy signal? I get my first buy signal here on the 31st of March. I'm sorry, I get my first buy signal here itself. So here I will go for a buy. Now the point is, where is the stop loss? My stop loss should be right now. If you look at the candlestick, I'm getting the buy signal is this is where I'm getting the buy signal, right? So I will obviously buy after that candlestick is closed. Now my stop loss will be below these candlesticks. As you can see, price made a common low point below these candlesticks, and here also if you go back there, this was a resistance point. So this was an important region for me, so my stop loss would be slightly below because I want to give some space also to price to move. Now my risk to reward, I will keep it 1.5 constantly. So this risk to reward, I will maintain at 1.5 throughout this trading strategy, right? So here, as you can see, I bought this after I got a buy signal here. It was above the VWAP, and then I took it. My stop loss is below these candlesticks, and I bought with a risk to reward of 1.5. And you can see target is hit soon in 20-25 minutes. Now again, I will go back, further back. This was on the 31st of March. Now I'll come back to the 30th of March. What is happening on the 30th of March? So now this is my 9:15 a.m. and this is my 11 a.m. here. So clearly it is prices above VWAP. Now I'm looking for buy signals. I get my first buy signal right about here. Here this is crossing over and going up. So here is my buy signal. My stop loss would be right below the low of that candle. And my targets would be with the risk to reward ratio of 1.5. Here you can see that it's clearly hit. Risk to reward ratio of 1.5 and 1.6 is it, but let's say this is 1.5. Another successful trade for us. Now this was on 26th of March. Now I'll go further back. 25th. Right. Now on the 25th, this is the opening candle. And this is my 11 a.m. So here I have observed that price has fallen down and it is in a downtrend. And I'm searching for sell signals now from here, from 11 a.m. Do I get any sell signals in this area? No, I do not get sell signals from here. On the MACD, there are no sell signals whatsoever. Then price actually goes up. It goes above the VWAP. Now as soon as price goes above the VWAP, my downtrend is converted into an uptrend. Now in this area, I'm looking for buy signals, not sell signals now, buy signals. Because here I will say the stock is not in a downtrend anymore. Right. As I told you, we will follow the trend. So here as the VWAP is broken and price has gone above the VWAP, I'm looking for buy signals from here as soon as this is broken. Do I get any buy signals in this region? No, I do not. Now again, stock has broken down below this, and then I get my first sell signal here. Right. My stop loss would obviously be above the high of the previous candle, and my risk to reward would be 1.5. This, as you can see here, is a failed trade. Now we've had, I think, how many successful trades? 2 successful trades and 1 failed trade with the risk to reward of 1.5. So what does this mean? So the 2 times that my trade was successful, I made 150 rupees each, and here I have lost 100 rupees. So there 150 plus 150, I'm making 300. Here I'm losing 100. So 200 is my net profit after the 3 trades. This is how risk to reward helps you, because when your risk to reward is 1.5, even when you make equal number of successful and unsuccessful trades, you'll be in profits, right? Now this was an example of an unsuccessful trade right here. Now I'm back to 24th of March. 24th of March, this is my 11 a.m. Now at 11 a.m. I'm looking for buy signals because my VWAP is above. Do I get any buy signals? No, here. Here I get a sell signal in fact. And my price is also below the VWAP, right? So obviously I'm taking a sell here. My stop loss would be above this hammer candle formation. It's not a hammer, it's a shooting star formation. There was a rejection from VWAP. The downtrend continued and my targets would be 1.5 risk to reward. I get my 1.5. Next, this is the 23rd of March. This is 9:15 and this is 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. price is below the VWAP. I'm looking for sells. Do I get any sell signals on the MACD? No, I don't. Here price crosses above the VWAP. So here as soon as this happens, I'm looking for buys instantly, right? And I also get a buy signal at that very candle. So here I will initiate a buy. My stop loss would be below this rejection. This is a hammer candle and my stop loss would be below the low of this because this is where price was rejected from. And my targets would be 1.5 again. It hit 1.66 also. Let's call this 1.5 again. Another successful trade for us. I will go further back. So this is the 22nd of March. On the 22nd of March, again, this is my 11 a.m. right here. I'm looking for buys. I don't get any buy signals on the MACD. And here I get my first buy signal. Where is that? Here. Here I get this. My stop loss would be slightly below the low of that very candle, that very same candle. Here is this candle, and also there was a rejection area formed around here. As you can see, these candles have stopped there, these candles also formed wicks there, and this candle finally broke through. So my stop loss would be below the low of this candle. I will give it some space also, and risk to reward of 1.5, hit within 10 minutes. Successful trade. Again, this is another successful trade. Similarly, it was still above the VWAP. I was still looking for buy signals, and here I got a buy signal when the blue line went above the red line. I initiated along with a risk to reward of 1.5. It's successful again. I will go through these a little bit faster so that you're not bored. Now here, this is my 9:15 to 11 observation period done. Now I'm looking for buys here. Am I getting a buy signal anywhere here? No. Here I get my first buy signal. So I initiate my long above this with my stop loss below the low of this candle, and the stop loss is hit. So this was an unsuccessful trade for us. Right. Let me go further back. And this is the 17th of March. And this is the 11 a.m. on 17th of March is right here. So here my stock is above VWAP, so I'm looking for buys. Do I get any buys? No buy signals whatsoever. It crosses over, price crosses below here. So from this point on, I'm looking for sell signals. Do I get a sell signal from this point of time? No, I do not get any sell signals from here, right? And then price moves and starts consolidating below the VWAP itself, and I do not get any sell signals until the end of the day. This is the 16th. On the 16th, this is 11 a.m. right here. This is the 11 a.m. Do I get any buy signals? I'm looking for buy signals. MACD gave me one sell signal, not a buy signal, so I will not take it. So it keeps going. See, this is the importance of VWAP here as well. Now MACD gave me a clear sell signal here. Now going blindly by the MACD, if any trader takes a sell signal here, he wouldn't have got much profit, right? There's not much room. Stock doesn't move down much, even though he would have got a little profit maybe. So with the VWAP added, you can maintain your good risk to reward ratio of 1.5 and a good probability also along with that. Now here all along it prices above the VWAP, and I do not get any buy signals, so no trades taken. On the 15th as well, this is the 11 a.m. of 15th. Do I get any buy signals? No, I get a sell signal which I will not take, and then this keeps continuing. Here it crosses over. From here I'm looking for sell signals, but I don't get any sell signals, and end of the day. Now here this is the 9:15 a.m. and this is 11 a.m. right here. So at 11 a.m. it crosses, so price crosses below. So from 11 a.m. from 11:05 itself I'm looking for sell signals, and I get my first sell signal here when the MACD crosses below. So I will sell here, and I got a good profit of 1.5 risk to reward in that candle itself, in the very same candle. Again here, this is my 11 a.m. right here. So from 11 a.m. I'm looking for buy signals. I do not get any buy signals here. Here I'm looking for sell signals. I don't get any sell signals either. Here I'm looking for buy signals, which after the price has moved above VWAP, I got a buy signal here. I bought, and it hit my stop loss. So if I go further back, this was another unsuccessful trade here at 9:15 till this was my 11 a.m. So here I was looking for buys, and when I bought this, I will buy this obviously here at the closing of this candle, and my stop loss will be below this hammer rejection candle with a risk to reward of 1.5. Now the highs made by the price here, as you can see, is 3063.2, whereas my target was 3063.3. So we missed out by 0.1 rupees. Our target got missed by 0.1 rupees, and we hit the stop loss. Now I'll move further back. Here 9 to 11 a.m. This is my 11 a.m. I'm looking for buy signals, and here I get my first buy signal, as you can see with this crossover. I bought, and I got my 1.5. So I will be going through this fast. Here as well, my price is above VWAP. I got a buy signal on the MACD. I bought, and my stop loss here obviously below the VWAP because there was no support or resistance region I can see nearby. So obviously my stop loss would be below the VWAP. That is the next logical point. One logical point would be rejections or support and resistance areas. So you can see rejections here, but these are after I had entered the trade already. But do I see any rejections here before I entered the trade? No, I don't, right? So here I cannot conclude that there are any important support or resistance areas. So that is why my stop loss would be below the VWAP, and I will also give some gap below the VWAP, right? Because as you can see in this very same trade itself, there will be some rejections from the VWAP. So for that rejections to take place, I need to give some space below the VWAP so that price can come and bounce off the VWAP. And that is precisely what happened. Price came and it bounced from the VWAP. If I had placed my stop loss right exactly very close to the VWAP and I had not given price any margin, so my stop loss would have been hunted. So that is why I gave some space for the price to move. And clearly 1.5 again. If I move further back, these were the days where I did not get any trade signals. If you can go back yourself and backtest, I think that is till this is where I have backtested till this is the 2nd of March, 1st of March almost, and the date today is the 2nd of April. So in the last 1 month, I've backtested this for the last 1 month in this particular stock itself. You can go and try it out on your own favorite stocks. So if we count the number of successful and unsuccessful trades, I will count it right in front of you. So 1, 2 successful trades. So 2 successful and 1 unsuccessful. So 2, 1. Here it's 2 all, 2, 2. Here it's 3, 2. And here it's 3 all. Here it's 4, 3. Here it's 5, 3. Here it's 6, 3. Here it's 7, 3. Here it's 7, 4. 7 successful, 4 unsuccessful as of now. And here it's 8, 4. Here it's 9, 4. So in the last 1 month, I have got 9 successful trades and 4 unsuccessful trades with a risk to reward of 1.5. Risk to reward of 1.5. So what does this mean? So assuming that I risk 1% of my capital per every trade. So whenever these 4 unsuccessful trades are happening, I lose 1% of my capital. When my trade is successful, because my risk to reward is 1.5, I'm making a profit of 1.5% of my capital. I'm not just making 1% of my capital, I'm making 1.5. So what will my net be? So by net it will be 9 into 1.5%. 9 into 1.5% minus 4 into 1%. So what will be this? This 9 into 1.5 will be around 13.5 minus 4. 13.5 minus 4 is nothing but 9.5. So I have made a 9.5% returns on my capital per month, and this is on one single stock itself. So for you, how many stocks can you keep track? Humanly possible. So humanly you could keep, I would say you can probably keep track of 2 to 3 stocks every day from minute to minute, monitoring it on every 5-minute candle, right? So assuming that we get this same percentage, you can go and backtest it yourself on good on stocks with good volumes and good and not too volatile, like TCS or Reliance or HDFC Bank. So assuming that you get 2 to 3 stocks also, you can clearly make almost 30% returns per month using this simple strategy I have just explained to you. So this is the importance of maintaining good risk to reward ratios along with good probabilities in your trading strategies. So this was one of the intraday strategies that I implement on a regular basis, and I wanted to show you guys also. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you.